All right. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're continuing on from the past 3 training lessons in this series where we're helping Titus set up his high-level CRM. So in this video, mute this. And what he did is, if you watch the last 3, and eventually we'll connect all this stuff. So if you're watching this video in a few days after it's been aired, we'll have it all connected down below. But for right now, they're just not there because we're doing it on the fly. So what we're trying to do, the last one when we left off is we created a survey. And then what we did is we wanted to target if someone chose certain options. So we have a whole bunch of options that they choose from, right? This is the document right here, right? The hub.
Right.
Yeah. So just to remind people on here, these are all the options that he wants, okay, on his survey for people coming in. And so depending on what they choose, we want to perform certain actions after that. So we got up to this far where we've actually created the survey. So I'm going to pop over here and we'll go over here and we'll take a look real quickly under our sites and then our survey, which is in here. And so in this survey, in order to pull this off, in order to target these things, you're going to need a custom field. Right. And we made all these little options. So the name of the field is reasons for needing credit repair services. And how we were able to get this, remember, this came from a custom field that we made over here. We want to add more options, or maybe you want to edit options, who knows, but let's go and go through this. Okay. So here's what we'll do. So we have car, home, and loan. So we have car. Where's car? Okay. So we've got, I'm just going to do this to just help us out a little easier. So we've got car.
Okay.
That was personal loan. I'm just doing this so that we know what we've checked off.
Sure.
Personal loan. And you want to buy a home, rent a home, buy a home. We did buy a home. Okay. Right. So there we go. Buy a home. So we've got some to go add on here. So we'll flip back and forth if you guys are following along with me at home. And so what we want to do here is we want to go and add all those to this survey, but to add it to the survey, we need to add it to that custom field. So that's where this is all being pulled from. So let's go take a look at that custom field and see what we got. So down here, you have custom fields. I'm in the settings over here at the bottom. And remember, we made a custom field called. So the name of the field is actually called, and I named it what like the question is going to be, So we'll come over here. And what we wanted to do is we want to add more checkboxes. So we have car, home, buy a loan. And then let's just start top to bottom. So this was dispute bad credit. So you've got dispute bad credit. We'll make it nice so that it appears nice for you. You've got build good credit. So build good credit. All right, so those 2 are done. Rent a home, rent an apartment. Rent a home, rent an apartment. Rent a home. And then we've got rent an apartment. Rent to own a home. That's interesting. Okay, so rent to own a home. And then you've got sell a home, then move. That's interesting. Sell a home, then move, huh? So sell a home, then move. And I think that's it, right? Did we cover them all yet? Oh, get a business loan, right? Yeah. So get a business loan. That's the last one. So get a business loan. Okay. So now we've added all those options. Okay. And so if you guys are technical and, like my brain works, that's probably why this stuff comes so easy for me. What we really did is we went and made these additional options of information that can be applied to anybody's contact record. That's really what we're doing here. So what this really going to allow for is a couple of things. Number one is you're going to be able to have to store this information, and everybody coming after you, your sales team, your managers, or whatever, the owners, whatever you're going to do with that information is all cataloged on their contract record. So you have it, it's there. But more importantly is that we can actually perform automations from information that they provide. So user information. So they don't know that. They have no idea. They just think maybe, oh, I'm submitting a form. They have no idea that we can fire off all these crazy automations after. So if, depending on what we want to do. So anyways, that's what this is all about, custom fields. Okay, so you can add as many custom fields as you want. I don't think there's a limit. I'm not really sure, but I don't think there is. But you can add these things. I would also caution you not to just add them, because it's going to be a lot of information that you have to sift through as you go through their contact record. So only add what you think is really important. So, all right, so there we go. So there is our custom field, and I'm just going to refresh this for a second. And the evolution of the whatchamacallit, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this out real quickly, and we're going to go back here to our custom fields. So we can add this in here, and there we go. So now we just added the data back in. Do you see what I did there?
Yeah.
So that's just like a little software glitch that HighLevel that doesn't automatically do that stuff for you. Again, HighLevel is not some major venture capital backed software company. These other major companies where everything from soup to nuts is tested and retested before they actually put it out. You'll see that, this is built by a group of agency owners. So there'll be little quirks in it. And it may be too many little quirks for some people. I know a lot of people, that just don't like having a lot of quirks. And this is just one you're just gonna have to get to deal with. That's all. You're just gonna have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. So that was all I did, is I just deleted the question, if you saw what I did, and then I just went and added it back. So now you have it on your survey, which means they can actually select it, right? So that's good to go. So now what we'll do is we'll go hop back into where you added all these triggers. So if I jumped on people and they don't really know what I'm doing here, what it is under automations, and we have triggers. Okay, automations. If you don't see the campaigns and triggers, it's because HighLevel is trying to deprecate them. They're trying to do away with them. They want to force everybody to use workflows. And so the only way that I've figured out a way to actually get them to appear, again, if you haven't watched the other videos, and this was something that bothered me because I had a private client and I couldn't get certain things to do what I wanted to do because he had a new account. So if you're getting a new HighLevel account, you're not going to see campaigns and triggers. So the only way to get them to appear is to actually import a snapshot that has campaigns and triggers, and then they appear. So just kind of like a little ninja hack. All right. So we are under triggers. So if you don't have the triggers, you're gonna have to go do the hack. And then you can always delete stuff out later. But so now here we are. And so the one that you went and added was, where are we? So we already did 1, 2, 3, right? So now inside of here, and so all you did is you went and duplicated, which again, if you guys want to see that, just go watch the other video. So we'll go dispute bad credit. And then under here, again, this is all WYSI, if this, then that. If this, then that. So if a person finds this survey, and we want to know what survey, right? If they submit a survey, what survey, and you had the survey is the credit report survey, great, but I want to take it one step further. So we add another condition, and that, again, the custom fields, this is the custom fields. Okay, so you have to just know that's the actual name of the custom field. And so that could be a little confusing as you first get started. But if they actually choose that they want to dispute bad credit, then we want all of this stuff to happen. And so over here, maybe we want to send an email to them. And we subject the line about your bad credit. And then we can like say whatever we want to say to them. Okay. Again, there are so many options on this. So, maybe down the road, after you get the thing working, you're all set. You probably want to go and maybe build out some other longer campaigns. And so you might have a campaign built out specifically for each of your targets. So, this is business advice, actually, that I'm about to spiel to you. It's not like technical or high level advice, but generally speaking, if somebody selects that, hey, they want to buy, that they want to dispute bad credit, like, not only do you want to obviously have all your automations in place where you're just like, hey, like, we're so awesome, we respond to you really quickly, but you're going to want a nurture sequence built out over maybe like 3 to 5 days. And so that's what you would build a campaign for. And so those campaigns, because what you want to do is you want to reinforce their decision to choose you. So you're like, yeah. So like maybe one email is like, hey, we have tons of experience disputing bad credit, and here's some of the results we got. Then maybe like another question is like, hey, here's Billy, and Billy had this bad credit, and Billy wanted a new house, or Billy wanted a new car, whatever you want, tie it into the stories. And then from there, you're just reinforcing the good behavior, and so all that stuff will go out. And then with automation, again, this is advanced stuff, but down the road, you'll learn how it all, once you learn about automation in general. So for example, let's just say that you build out automation sequence for all this that maybe goes out for 5 days. Okay. And each one of those things will go out, and they'll continue to go out until they book a call with you. Something like that. Maybe they haven't booked a call, or maybe they have booked a call and you only want to go out a couple of things. Again, this is where strategy is going to come around. You'll have to be looking at your data. When people are opting in, not only are they filling out the survey, but are they booking a call with you? And you'll have to look at your KPIs, the key performance indicators. And you'll have to say, gee, I've noticed that, we spend $200 on marketing, because you're going to need to drive traffic here, Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever you're going to do. And we've got 20 people who filled out the form, right? So, the math right off the bat, it's okay, great. That's $10 per lead. Get your cost per lead, CPL, cost per lead. But now what you're going to want to know is like cost per call. How many of those people you're generating leads, which is great, and that'll be a metric, but how many people are actually getting on the phone with you? So out of that number, let's just say that 10 get on the phone with you. So now you have another key metric saying, gee, hey, it's costing me $20 to get a person on the phone. Out of those 10 people that, get on the phone with you, let's say that only one closes. I'm just trying to do easy numbers here, folks. One closes. That means that it's costing you $200 for cost per acquisition. All right. And the reason I'm bringing this stuff up is because you really want to start thinking about this as you start moving forward, because look, I can generate a shit ton of leads, but are those leads quality? Right. And you have to learn, like we do cold email, right? So one of my major traffic sources is cold email. They're not the most quality leads. They're good. They're leads, and you get them, but you just have to understand the metrics. And so as you start building a business, you really want to also think about the metrics, and the data, because a lot of people, they don't take that into account. But anyways, long story short, that's where we are at this point. And